All right, folks. So welcome back to our class. A little unorthodox, but I hope it was helpful. We kind of threw a lot of technology in the mix today. Hopefully, the schedule went according to plan. I won't say who, but somebody said they actually had some fun, which is good. I think that's a word we don't hear nearly as much as we hope to these days. Um, if you folks want to turn your mic on and just give me some feedback, not lip service. If it didn't go well, tell me. But what do you think? Should we do this again? Was it helpful? What value did you find today?
Definitely helpful. Should do more and more again.
Okay. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it was really helpful, like extremely. So I think you should definitely do it again. I liked how they weren't like scared to kind of like criticize and like,
No.
so I was like, yeah, like let it happen. Like I want to hear it. I need to know. So it was helpful. Everything was good, and then they were really nice too. So
Yes, and they're all relatively recent alumni of our program. So I hope you all made potentially some connections today as well. Was there any certain suggestions or tips that you heard from multiple groups that you think could really be helpful for any team to consider? That's for anybody who attended class today.
I believe definitely. Like, I got a lot of nice tips, stuff like that, and it kind of made it all my ideas a little bit tighter and closer together when it comes to where I want to be.
You care to share anything that stood out to you, Farad or Andre or Gabrielle? You all seem to have good experiences. Any suggestions that stood out to you without giving ideas away to the competition?
I think one of them was like make sure you're really on track with like who you're like their brand and their identity. Kind of just stay on track and really understand like what they want out of you. I think that was like a really big thing.
I agree.
And just like really like, yeah.
To add on to that, focusing more on the social media pages.
What do you mean?
That is like a big, since people can't physically gather, we're so just targeting everybody through these media outlets.
I understand.
Whatever information you have to disseminate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gabrielle, your mic's still on. You want to chime in again?
No. I mean, yeah, following what he said, like just know your tactics and make sure you're using like everything to your advantage, I guess you could say.
I agree with that. Fraud, anything else you care to share?
I don't really want to like say too much because like more.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
I can understand. Jada's coming in as well, so let's give Jada a moment to join the conversation, see what her insight was there. And Jose and Kiara, definitely feel free to chime in as well, please, or Chris. Jada, you're just coming on board. We're just kind of debriefing about this afternoon's sessions. Helpful?
Definitely.
Okay, what'd you take away from it? What we're just talking about some maybe some just general tips or things you were hearing without giving away ideas to the competition.
I was kind of okay. So I was the only one from my group that was able to show up to the meetings.
Thank you.
The questions that we had, the questions that we had, it was kind of like the same thing over and over again, as far as like, like maybe like social media not being like the number one way to engage. If that's not what they need, or the issue that we were having with engagement, ways to work around that. So we talked about that, but I honestly had a lot of questions about just working in marketing or working in like digital advertising.
It's also a networking opportunity, so.
Yeah, I kind of used it for that. So I got a lot of advice on that stuff, and like kind of like being like a newly being like a new, what is the word? Being newly graduated from college and like
young alumni. Okay. And
so
most folks here only graduate in the last 5 to 7 years. So, they're still in that young group, and I'm glad you took a lot away from it. Any other pieces of feedback? I know Andre said we should continue to do this. Any other feedback that's helpful for us?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, they were very honest and really, really nice too. Like, they were willing to even talk outside of outside of this like event and share their emails and like be able to help us out, whether it was like career wise or with the project too. Like, at least 3 of them said that. So I feel like that was really nice of them, and they were overall just really nice people, very helpful.
Yeah, they're all wonderful examples of where our grads go, and I think before you're a good professional, you got to be a good, a good person. I think we got a good group this semester to help you all out. So I'm glad you took advantage of it. I'm glad you attended today. I know that's sometimes not the easiest thing to do. And here's where we're going, right? So next week, our class is not going to formally meet. Instead, I'll be asking you all to schedule appointments with me during class time. If for some reason your team cannot meet during class time, then let's schedule that sometime during next week. But by next week, I should see your templates for your campaigns nearly complete. We're going to go through that page by page and take a look at it in these 15-minute appointments and a little bit longer if need be. I'm also going to post a template for the PowerPoint on Blackboard as well. So give me a couple of days to work on that to give you some guidance. If we could take a look at your PowerPoint too next week, that would also be very helpful. What I want to clarify is a couple of things, right? This is Unit 13, we've got Unit 14, we've got Unit 15, but there are still several weeks left in the semester, including this week. So this week we're at Unit 13, right? Cougars helping Cougars, and hopefully you all take away something from this today. At the end of class today, the discussion question for Chapter 13 is going to open. I would ask you complete that discussion question. It's very reflective by the start of next class. Next class, there is a discussion question, even though we're not meeting. Please do take a look at that. That would open up after what would be class next week and would close the week thereafter. Here's the catch. When we get into the second week of December, so our class would be December 9th, I believe. That day follows a Monday, not a Wednesday schedule. So the final class for us will not be until the following week, which is December 16th. So to clarify some due dates, by next week, I need to see your template nearly complete, and hopefully you made some progress on your PowerPoint. After that, you'll essentially have 2 weeks to work on this until we get into that window of when the presentations will begin. My goal is to have as many presentations as we can on the last day of class, which would be December 16th, I believe is the date. We'll start at the regular time and go all the way through with class. Presentations will be likely 10 to 15 minutes in length, maybe a little more than that, but probably not much. If for whatever reason an entire team is not able to attend class on the 16th, I would ask that the team schedule another time to present that's mutually available with them and their client. Your clients are invited to come back. And then what I'll do is we'll be recording all of the presentations. I'll be uploading them and sending you the links. So after the presentations are done, I'd ask you to watch them and to vote on them. And then again, whoever wins each account will get 3 points towards their final grade in the class. Whichever campaign has the most overall votes will get 5 points towards their total grade in the class as well. To make this as fair as possible, since the presentation dates are a little fluctuating with the nature of our semester, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to make all work for this project, which would be the final template and the final PowerPoint presentation. Those will all be due by end of day or 11:59 p.m. on December 18th. So it is literally the last possible day, the last possible time that the assignment can be due. Therefore, it gives you the most amount of time to get it done. And I hope you all think that's fair. And I look forward to seeing your work. Does anybody have any other questions for me before we end our class today?
Professor, sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. You can go first. Yeah.
Thank you. For next week, how should we schedule the appointment, or are you gonna send?
Sure. You can email me. We're going to use these same times that we used today. They'll all be available. If you want to take a time, shoot me a note, and we'll go from there. If class time does not work for you and your partner, because I really want to talk to both of you, not just one person, let's schedule a time outside of class.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Chris.
And what about the final too? When is that the last day to do that?
Sure. So let's see. We have got how many more weeks left in our class? Let me get my calendar. So this counts as 1 week. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks left. So I will probably post the final exam sometime between December 2nd Yeah, I will post I'll give you the study guide by December 2nd, and I'll try to get the exam up by December 9th, which would give you 2 weeks to prepare for it and a week to take it.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Anybody else have any other questions? Going once, going twice? All right, folks, be happy, be healthy, be safe. Try to enjoy tomorrow, however you plan on spending it. I think you all did a great job today, and I look forward to talking to you next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, stay well.
Thank you. You as well.